Juan Hour Show está por comenzar. Con ustedes, el hombre más conocido en el bajo mundo de Tacoma, el más buscado en 17 estados y 22 cortes, el ajonjolí de todos los moles, el hombre detrás del volante, The Metal. ¡Ay, papi! Así que prepárense para una hora informativa, pero también divertida de el show de The Juan Hour Show. Con ustedes, Juan José Chávez.
Aquí estamos otra vez en el programa de Juan Hour Show. Como siempre digo, se va la semana muy pronto y aquí esta semana tengo unas cosas que platicar que son importantes, pero también antes que comencemos quiero dar un mensajito para poner este programa en perspectiva. Pero también tengo... voy a presentar a mi amiga. ¿Ustedes los han conocido antes? María,
sí.
Preséntate, por favor.
Hola, buenas noches a todos. Soy María la Chula y, of course, ya he estado aquí en VT Radio Universal y, pues, gracias por tenerme de nuevo aquí, Juan. Uh-huh. Aquí en el Juan Hour Show es donde empecé aquí con el Juan Hour Show.
Yo y María hemos sido amigos por muchos años. Y hemos hecho muchas cosas de libertad y alegría y presentaciones. Pero yo quiero hablar de una cosa un poquito seria ahora en la noche, porque le pregunté, primero le quiero decir gracias a María por venir.
Gracias por la invitación.
Por la invitación a venir al programa. Pero como saben todos, este programa es... Tacoma Spanglish Radio. I'm going to go back and forth.
Somos bilingües aquí, so vamos a hablar inglés y español, or English and Spanish, and vice versa, y viceversa.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, I was introducing my friend Maria, which we'll do it here in the English, but also for those who are learning Spanish, this show is, what I call it is Spanglish Tacoma Radio here. We have VT Radio Universal. It's allowed me to use both languages because even though I'm from Mexico, I don't speak it as well as a native. But I also think this program is based for a lot of information, good times, people get to know people, Tacoma. But we're also going to talk about issues that affect us as Latinos in Tacoma. But before we move on, I want to introduce my friend Maria. We're going to do it again in English.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Maria Medina, also known as Maria la Chula in Spanish.
Mm-hmm. She's well known in our community, and a lot of people know her. And
yes,
like she said, she started here with us.
I started here, in VT Radio Universal, here at the Juan Hour Show, and I am I'm just pleased to be here once again in VT Radio Universal, and thank you for letting me come over here at the show, because I remember when the incident happened, you called me right off the bat and you told me, we need to make a show about this. We need to talk about this because, I mean, we see it happen out there in the news and everything, but you never expect...
Let me set up what happened to you.
Yes.
Because it needs to set up a little bit. But I also wanted to say a couple words before. As you know, I'm very proud and I love English and I love Spanish and
Spanglish.
And Spanglish, of course. But we want to talk about an issue that's a little controversial because it just depends on what side that you are attending at or you're from. One of the things that I titled the show was "Speaking Spanish is Not Against the Law." And Maria, I'm going to have her explain her story, but I'm going to have Maria had an incident. Was it 2 days ago?
It was Sunday. So that was
that's right.
3 days ago.
3 days ago. That really affected me. And I feel that because my show is in Spanglish, that I feel that people who watch the show one day, or, if you're watching it live with me tonight, that I want you to understand kind of where I'm coming from, but also more important is we want to hear what happened to Maria so we can all learn from it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Maria tell the story of what happened to her so we can see what's going on. But since in Spanglish, we're going to have her tell it in English, and then we'll kind of
we're going to go back and forth and kind of repeat it in English and Spanish. So anyways, if you guys have any questions,
write down on the comments. And
write down the comments and
then
stuff.
Here we go. So Maria, what I want to say to you is, first of all, again, I want to say thank you for being in my 1 hour show, and I want to let you know that from the bottom of my heart, because I kind of feel like I was there because you do a lot of live shooting on Facebook. I was so angry and I couldn't sleep that night.
I didn't either.
It is because this is a hate crime, and a hate crime does not deserve to be glorified, but we also need to learn from it.
We do. Yes. We definitely do. Así que, well.
So go ahead, Maria. This stage is yours. I need you to explain what happened to you so whoever's watching this show can understand why we're here.
Well, basically, it happened in Federal Way. And this happened just Sunday. Yeah, it happened Sunday morning. It happened in the morning. I got in line. I was speaking Spanish. I always, because I have businesses, I talk business with a lot of people. And apparently some gentleman, I'm going to make the long story short, and if you guys have questions, what happened in between that I might not, kind of went along with my story, because I'm going to make it kind of short. But basically what happened is that I was speaking Spanish while I was in line to get into this spa place.
Business,
this business. And apparently this gentleman he literally would turn around. He was giving me his back, and he literally would turn around and look at me. He kept doing that for a good amount of minutes, maybe 10 minutes tops, 7 minutes maybe. And until the point that I said, and I was still polite, I asked him, "May I please help you, sir?" I shouldn't have asked him that, but I felt intimidated by the look that he was giving me, because it looked like he wanted to just box me there, like literally just wanted to.
He had hatred in his eyes.
Yeah, he had hatred. You can tell just the vibes of people. And this gentleman just went off. He called me all the names in the book that you cannot tell a woman, especially in public.
Exactly.
I mean, what if there would have been kids out there? Thank God there wasn't. But there was witnesses around us. That's the wrong part of his part, that his anger just didn't see past his anger, and he was just talking all this. He was vomiting all these nasty words. And I was on my phone all this time. I tried to ignore him and not give him that attention to that, to that negativity, because he could have been going through something, and he was just mad or something, And that's what my thought, maybe he's upset because something happened in his life, for whatever reason. So I kept laughing and talking, and I tried to ignore him, but he was just getting in my face, and he was telling me to go back to Mexico. You effing Mexican, you effing PUTA, all these, yes.
Oh, he used Spanish against you too.
Yes, and he goes, "You Mexican," all these words, and then he would like it. "I'm gonna get my phone," blah, blah, blah. And he was literally mimicking me.
Was he like a child?
Yeah, acting like a little 7-year-old, like, when like in kindergarten, when you like a little boy likes a girl, he doesn't know how to act, and that's the way he was acting, all like. But the words that he was saying, they were too racist.
Wow.
They were too harsh. That he would, "Why don't you go back to your country?" And I'm like, whoa, he was just upset for no reason. He goes, "You're talking on your effing phone. You're on my ear." And I'm like, "Sir, I'm outside. I'm not inside the building."
And you were giving him 6 feet, I'm assuming.
And apparently he didn't like my Spanish when I was speaking Spanish, because he goes, all the words that he was saying, he was just upset that I was speaking Spanish. Apparently he might have thought that I might have been talking about him or felt uncomfortable. But the other people around us weren't acting the way he was acting. They were just looking at him like, are you serious, dude? They were just rolling their eyes and just nodding their heads like, are you serious? He wouldn't stop. And I would tell him, sir, mind your business. Turn around. I would tell him like a little kid, literally. And what gets me more upset and more sentimental, that he spit in my eye, he spit in my face 2 or 3 times.
Ouch.
I had to run him down because he came in a car and I wanted to see where his license plates were, and apparently he was parked right in front of the building illegally. He tried to hide after he spit on me and did what he did. I think he pushed me and kind of in the altercation, I think I did slap him, I remember. And I think that's why I broke my nail. It was bleeding and the nail was popping up and I was bleeding from my knuckle. So I don't know if he hit me, but it's a little bruised up, right? And it's a little swollen on this side, my right side. It was a horrible thing that can happen to a Latina, to a Chicana, for me, because yes, I have some Mexico in me because my parents are from Mexico. I was born in LA. That's what he doesn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so by him saying you're a PUTA, he kept saying it in some words in Spanish. And I was like, are you serious, dude? You're calling me all these names? What is wrong with you? Like, shut the F up already.
Yeah.
Like, leave me alone. Are you literally attacking me? Why are you attacking me? Like, why in the F are you on your phone talking Spanish? And I was like, look, dude, I'm not going to explain to you why I'm speaking Spanish. I also speak English as well.
Native language.
It's my native language. My Spanish is my native language, you know, and I do feel a little intimidated because this guy, if those people were not around, Juan, and that's what gets me more sentimental, is that if that people were not around, those witnesses, he would have punched me, you guys. He would have literally punched me.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Because of the hate that he had in him. And that's where I get more, not angry at him, because I tried to ignore him as much as possible as I could, you guys, being on my phone and not hanging up that phone. And there was witnesses, so I'm not even worried. You know, the guy from the business place, he told me every time I want to go there, they can escort me in. Just call them. They gave me their numbers.
That's
so I can call
That's
them
nice
so I can be.
To do that.
Yeah, you know. But I'm glad that he didn't witness a lot of things, because the couple that were in front of that guy that attacked me verbally outside when we were in line, they were talking to the owner of the business, and they were telling him that that guy was attacking me. And I think the guy that would attack me verbally walked in the doors, because there's two doors. And there's one only now. I'm sorry. Yeah. He walked in and he was arguing. I heard that they were arguing, so I started my live video. And little to say, the business guy was telling him, you can't be doing that. You need to get out of here. And you can't be doing that it's, what did he say? He said, it's freedom of speech. I was outside. it's freedom of speech. I can say whatever I want or whatever the F I want. And like I told him, I was outside too, and I was speaking on my phone, you know, and you think you have the right to verbally attack me and offend me. That's a hate crime.
It is.
It's a hate crime because he spit on me.
Yeah.
I've never ever had anybody spit on my face.
I'm sorry, honey.
I'm fine.
Sorry.
I you know, with COVID going on and all this stuff, you guys, I'm going to take more precautions for me. This is what I learned, that I'm going to take more precautions because there are people out there that do spit on you, and, you know, with COVID and all these diseases, you know, I'm going to protect myself. So I'm going to start getting more like the face mask, and instead just to cover my nostrils, I'm going to have to cover my eyes now.
Yeah. So how did you... So you say it really hurt you when he spit on you, but I mean, how did you feel? Like, what was the feeling that you felt? That you think, was it like a discrimination, or was it anger? What or was it shock?
You know what? I was in shock, you guys, because this has never ever,
especially to La Chula, so
happened to me, and I'm still scratching my head thinking. You know, I have a lot of friends that are from different, you know, sides of the country and different backgrounds from different parts of the world, and you know, for someone to attack someone like that, and especially me, I'm 5'1", and he was pretty tall and white, bigger guy, and for him to just come out and just spit down on you, it's like, really, dude? Really? You have to, in order for you to have my attention, you have to not only spit on me, you had to verbally push me and then hit me.
So was there police called on this?
The police were called. When I chased him down, he went all the way around the building, which I didn't know he can come back out. I was outside, and little to say, he was coming out of some trees that were from that building, and he wanted to spit on me again. I have that video. I showed it to the police. It was a police officer, and I want to thank the police officers in Federal Way because they did a great job of capturing him ASAP. A lot of people ask me, why were you in the police car? Because I needed to...
You need a safe place. You need to feel safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there was like at least 10 cops out there, and it was...
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think you do have a good case against this gentleman for a hate crime. And I'm sorry that it happened to you, first of all. I'm really sorry that you're...
He just hated because I don't know. He needed that place just as much as I needed to relax, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe he was feeling irritated. Maybe he wasn't feeling...
Yeah, but at that point, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because...
You have to respect the public, yourself. You got to respect, you know... And this is why I decided to have the show is, I mean, of course, Maria is a victim here, but I'm very proud of the Spanglish side that I have. Like,
we need to say it in Spanish now.
Yeah, we're going to say it in Spanish, but let me say a little bit in English because what you just said is a pretty heavy story, a pretty heavy experience. And I've been doing a little research since I talked to her on Sunday, and I feel like I've grown a little angry because... all the things I've seen about something similar to this is literally privilege. People who feel that they have the rights to say something to somebody that is not like them. They think that because you're simulating that you're going to become more American. And unfortunately, America is not made out of just one race. There's Americans that are Chinese, they're Indians, they're Hispanic, they're, you know... So for you to think that your race is the only one that you have to say so, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Seriously. This country was built not only for one race. Unfortunately, a lot of people feel that way. And with all this open with the last administration, with allowing to people act that way, we have to watch our backs as Latino or as Asian, or
we shouldn't feel afraid to speak Spanish out there.
And this show, I want to dedicate it to those people who've been victimized, because at this point, it's basically profiling. It's it's a federal crime now, and I'm glad that there's a lot of rules.
Especially when someone spits on you guys, that's a crime. Yeah,
that's a crime. So if you're watching this show and you being talked to in a certain manner, you have every right to stand up for yourself, and you have every right to protect yourself. Do not get intimidated, because the moment you're intimidated, that's when people like that feel like they can do it to anybody.
Plus, we don't know what they're capable of doing next, and that's what triggers me a little bit, because if he was capable of doing this in public with witnesses around, what can he be capable of next? So I definitely can fear my life, and I am a little bit. I really am.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know what he's capable of. If he's in jail right now and he gets out, of course he doesn't know my name or whatever, but he's gonna remember my face.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna remember.
Don't worry, Maria, we got your back. But what I'm trying to say is here that it's unfortunately what happened to you, and I'm extremely sorry that you have to go through that experience. But I really want to thank you for being on my show tonight and sharing your story, because to me, this is the kind of issues that we also should discuss. We bring a lot of, happiness and people who do good things for the community, but we also should discuss issues because it's for real. This makes it real for me, because I've known a lot of people, and you hear people say it or something, but this is one of my good friends, and she had to live through that experience. That's another thing. If something like that happens to you, there's a lot of emotional, the things that happen with this. It's not just the actual actions, it's understanding the issue and understanding how to self-control and some of these things. But
I had self-control. That's all I can say, you guys. I had, because the Maria that everybody knows would have done damage to him probably, and I had a lot of control by ignoring him. I ignored him a lot.
And again, speaking Spanish, and that's what I title the show, is not illegal. So what we're going to do, we're in Spanglish como radio, we're going to kind of share her story again, but vamos a decirle en español. Para los que están aprendiendo español, for those who learn in Spanish, we're going to say this in Spanish, and I hope you learn some words, but also just let's listen to Maria in her own native language.
I'm sorry, I'm going to read a comment. Okay. I don't know if you have any over there, since we said it in English. We're going to read some that are said in English.
I don't see the comments on mine, so what does it say? And it says...
From who?
Oh, it disappeared. Here we go. This is from Christopher Michael Escobedo. A European telling a Native American to go home is backwards. It's time to send the racist Europeans back. It is, but also we're not going to stoop to their level. We're not going to tell them to go back. We're just going to tell them to chill out, because you're here. I'm not putting this program up to cause anger between races or between languages. I'm putting this program just to hear what happened, and I'll leave it up to you how you would handle or how you would manage to say things. But yes,
we're not doing it to cause anyone to go out there and be, we don't have to. I didn't stoop to his level.
Exactly.
I could have done some damage to him and literally stooped to his level and called him all these names, because I don't know this gentleman. So I couldn't call him all these names because I don't know him in that level. So for him to call me all these names, it's what he thinks of himself, and that's what I gotta think about that's what he thinks about himself. And that's the part that it got me at first, that why I mean, I look Mexican and whatever, and I'm proud of it, I'm Chicana, and I'm not gonna stop speaking Spanish. if somebody in line and they need to be interpreted, you know, or lo que sea or whatever, I'm gonna do it.
You know, and I've
done it in the airport.
This is a good timing. I was talking to people that I know who feel about the English first, right? And then the first thing I told them, I go, if you were visiting China and you were surrounded with a whole other culture, and you run into somebody that speaks English in China, right? Let's say, for example, this is an example, by the way. You would not talk about the people around you. You would talk about the trip. You would talk about your experience in China. You would talk about your business in China. The last thing you do is talk about somebody like a bus driver or somebody who's listening to the conversation. I mean, you may have a couple people who are that way, but you know, most of the time. So when we're in America, if you think that we're talking Spanish about you, I'm sorry, but not really. We're talking about menudo. We're talking about the trip. We're talking about the weather, you know. And it's just that's the part that I don't understand where a lot of people, they're talking about. No, we're not talking about you, Karen. Anyways, we're supposed to be serious. Anyways, vamos a cambiarlo a español. Mi amiga nos está diciendo una experiencia que tuvo muy fea el domingo y me tocó mi senso de... me puso un poquito enojado lo que le pasó a ella, pero también me hizo entender que es tiempo de hablar en el Juan Hour Show de cosas que nos puede afectar como latinos, como gente que habla los dos idiomas, que venimos de raza, aunque bueno, yo soy mexicano, pero aunque naciste aquí, creen que eres de allá. Y yo quiero que ustedes pongan atención a lo que le pasó a ella, porque le puede pasar a cualquiera, you know.
Es que yo vengo de raza, mis papás son de México y yo soy nacida en Los Ángeles. Yo soy chicana y yo sé que se me nota todavía el nopal, ¿verdad?
El nopal, eres.
Trato de hacer chiste de lo que me pasó a la vez, porque si me enfoco mucho en lo negativo de lo que ese señor hizo, me voy a deprimir, me voy a ir, no, ¿verdad? Pero sí vine al Juan Hour Show, gracias Juan por invitarme.
Sí, a esto yo siento que se debería de hablar.
Y sí, gracias por dejarme hablar de lo que pasó, de lo que sucedió. Pues el domingo, apenas pasó el domingo, este domingo, chicos, chicas, gente allá afuera. Esto pasó en la mañana. Y pasó en un negocio aquí, bueno, allá, porque estamos aquí en Tacoma. Pasó en Federal Way, Washington. Pasó en un negocio, estábamos en línea porque la cola estaba muy larga, ya había gente enfrente que estaba entrando porque ya tenía, yo creo, you know. So, estábamos esperando afuera en línea, en la cola, como le quieran llamar. Éramos varias personas afuera. Yo me acuerdo que cuando yo venía hablando por teléfono y venía hablando con alguien. Para hacerles la historia larga, se las voy a hacer corta, larga o whatever.
Corta, larga.
Yeah. Yo me acuerdo que el señor, cuando yo me puse en línea, el señor enfrente de mí, es un gabacho alto.
Señor,
Y enfrente de ese señor estaba una pareja. Y atrás de mí estaba otra señora güerita. A todo esto, pues yo estaba en mi teléfono, estaba platicando en español. Este señor literalmente, él me estaba dando su espalda. Y yo cada vez que hablaba, porque ya ves que escuchas el teléfono y la otra persona habla y tú contestas, y cada vez que yo contestaba, él volteaba y me miraba. Se volteaba otra vez. Y otra vez, cuando platicaba yo, volteaba. Pero me daba una mirada que me intimidaba. Me intimidó tanto. Y esto sucedió como unos 7 a 10 minutos, ¿ok? De 7 a 10 minutos esto pasó así. Se me quedaba mirando y lo mismo me hacía haciendo. Pero yo lo seguía ignorando también. Pero le seguía mirando que él volteaba y volteaba. Hasta que paré y le dije, oiga... Perdón, ¿le puedo ayudar tantito? ¿Le puedo ayudar en algo? En cuanto le pregunté eso, el señor explotó. Explotó porque empezó a gritar que me callara el hocico, tú PUTA, mexicana, o sea, todas las palabras feas que una mexicana, latina, americana, como quieras llamarle, chicana no quiere escuchar. Me dijo, mexicana, regrésate a tu país, aquí no queremos escuchar tu español, ¿qué haces aquí? Deberías de largarte. En eso entonces él agarra su celular y como yo seguía ignorándolo, lo seguí ignorando. Él agarró el teléfono y me empezó a remedar como un niñito de 7 años. Empezó y empezó a remedarme y a remedarme y a remedarme. Uh-huh. Le dije, ¿de veras? Le dije, mind your own business. Yo le decía en inglés que no se metiera pues que no se metiera en los problemas de los demás, que no se metiera en lo que yo estaba haciendo, sí. Que se enfocara en él mismo.
Sí, que él...
No, este es mi problema. Y le dije, es que no es tu problema, leave it alone, déjalo en paz. A todo esto él me estaba insultando tanto que yo lo ignoré tantas palabras, pero el señor que estaba enfrente de él uh-huh. voltea y le dice, ya, le grita, déjala en paz, no te está haciendo nada, deja de insultarla, uh-huh. Eso es racismo. Y el señor ese, el que me estaba atacando verbalmente, uh-huh. También empezó a atacar al señor. Tú cállate el hocico, viejo tarado, uh-huh. ¿A ti qué te importa? El chiste es que empezó a querer atacarnos a nosotros uh-huh. verbalmente. Al ese poco ratito se metió la pareja y la pareja le estaba diciendo al dueño del local que el señor ese me estaba atacando. Uh-huh. En eso el señor que me estaba atacando verbalmente se metió y empezó a alegar con el señor del negocio y fue cuando yo agarré mi teléfono y empecé a hacer un live video. Cuando empecé a hacer el live video se escucha la conversación que tienen adentro del local, de la oficina ya, porque estábamos afuera en la línea. Uh-huh. Yo abro la puerta con el teléfono y se empieza a decir que el dueño del local le dice, no puedes hablar así, no puedes hacer eso con la gente. Dice, es que estoy en América, o algo así dijo, esto es freedom of speech. Uh-huh. Que él puede decirlo porque él puede.
Es americano.
Y él estaba afuera. Le dije, yo también estaba afuera hablando por teléfono, le dije. Y no te estaba molestando, nada más porque estaba hablando en español te molestó. Uh-huh. En eso, el señor del local le dijo, ¿sabes qué? No eres bienvenido aquí, vete. En eso, el señor voltea y me escupe en el ojo. A mí nunca nadie me había escupido en el ojo, en la cara. Me empujó, yo lo cacheteé, yo creo, cuando me golpeó en el accidente. Pasó tan rápido todo uh-huh. que yo creo me golpeó. Estoy un poquito hinchada de aquí, uh-huh. poquito, pero como una persona así, un hombre de ese tamaño, se pone a atacar a una mujer uh-huh. verbalmente, primeramente. O sea, yo la verdad me dio miedo porque dije, ya valí. Este señor me va a ponchar aquí, me va a dar un trancazo, me va a dar... Uh-huh. Yo dije, en cualquier momento aquí quedo yo. La verdad sí pensé.
No, sí.
Sí pensé porque...
¿Puede pasar?
Si esa gente que estaba alrededor de nosotros, Juan, no hubiera estado allí presente y haya sido testigos esa gente, yo digo que ese señor sí se haya atrevido a poncharme y es lo que más me da miedo. Me da miedo y me pone así porque si no he gastado esa gente, yo he gastado allí tirada, yo creo. No y luego para acabarla el local se me hace que no tiene cámaras allá afuera. ¿Te imaginas? Nadie me hubiera encontrado hasta que no abrieran el local. Pero ese era el miedo.
Pero gracias a Dios que no pasó.
Gracias a Dios que no pasó a mayores. De esto lo que aprendí yo es que ahora me voy a proteger más mi cara, porque con esto del COVID, hasta siento el gargajo todavía de ese hombre en mi ojo, gente. La verdad. Todavía siento así feo porque fue fea la experiencia, una experiencia que no se lo deseas ni a tu peor enemigo, la verdad, ni enemiga. No, porque tú lo miras en la tele que le pasa a ella fulano, mangano, tangano, pero tú conoces a alguien cercano y dices, wow, y luego lo alcanzas cuando saqué la cámara y hizo eso él, yo todavía le dije, te tengo en vivo. A él le valió. A él le valió. ¿Por qué? Porque él tenía mucho coraje. Y no sé cuál era su coraje, pero se quiso desquitar conmigo. No puedo dejar pasar esto por hecho. ¿Por qué? Porque la comunidad, hemos trabajado mucho con la comunidad y la comunidad me conoce allá afuera y yo sé que ellos me respaldan también, que esto no se puede pasar, no puede pasar. Uno no tiene que tener miedo. Si vas a la tienda, al banco, donde quiera que andes en público, no importa si hablas chino, ruso, inglés, español, no importa qué lenguaje, no tiene por qué darnos miedo hablar nuestro lenguaje nativo. La verdad, no tiene por qué. Yo al principio, cuando esto me sucedió el domingo, yo la verdad dije, ¿para qué voy a hablar español? Pero yo dije, me agarré coraje y dije, no, chihuahuas, ¿cómo que no? Yo voy a hablar mi lenguaje nativo, voy a hablar español donde quiera, cuando quiera, donde yo quiera, porque el español es muy bonito. Para que nos quieran callar a nosotros, no.
También el español,
no tengo por qué asustarme.
También no español como lo conocemos, pero español fue una de las primeras lenguas antes de inglés nativas, aquí. Sí. Entonces, pero por eso a mí me dio coraje. Bueno,
no fuiste la única persona, tuve. Y gracias por preocuparse a toda esa gente. Yo sé que no les he correspondido a mucha gente, pero gracias a Dios no pasó a mayores, porque con esto del crimen de odio sí existe, ¿ok? Y si alguien te escupe en tu cara, es un crimen. Ese es un crimen.
Crimen federal. Entonces, pero yo por eso me enojé, porque...
Sí, me llamaste, sí, me dijiste.
Sí, no, pues, bueno, primero es mi amiga, no lo hice por el programa, primero es porque estaba bien. Pero pensé luego que lo que acaba de pasar, creo que como comunidad tenemos que escuchar estas cosas, porque si no se escuchan, le puede pasar, y él le ha pasado a mucha gente. Ya sé que tú no eres la primera,
no soy la primera, no, claro que no, pero hay mucha gente que sí le da miedo hablar de estas cosas.
O hablar en español. También mucha gente no quiere hablar en español porque puede pasar cosas. Y aquí estamos nosotros para decir, mire,
cosas racistas así
sí,
suceden.
Fue una tragedia lo que le pasó a mi amiga María, pero tampoco nunca no hablo en español. A usted tienen todos más derechos que hablar en su lengua natural, nativa. También ustedes tienen protección como ciudadanos y como humanos aquí en este país. Entonces, si alguien los está tratando así, por favor, no se nomás estén intimidados. Y también, pues gracias, María, por venir al programa y contarnos lo que te pasó, porque es una tragedia, pero también me da gracias que estás aquí para que la gente escuche que les puede pasar a esto.
Es que no nomás puede pasar cuando estás en línea, puede pasar, como te digo, puedes estar en la tienda. A mí me pasó en el colegio. Pero eso ya es otra historia. Pero te puede pasar en la escuela, en el trabajo. Si algo así les sucede, por favor, repórtenlo. Si alguien les escupe en la cara así, repórtenlo. Llámenle a la policía, porque eso no es un delito.
Y ahorita también es un crimen muy feo, porque con lo de COVID, porque si la gente tiene COVID y escupa a alguien es un crimen.
Tengo que ir a hacerme un examen de COVID ahora con eso que me hicieron. Y voy a empezar a ordenar máscaras de esas que son claritas ahora que te tapa todos los ojos. Nomás para mi protección ahora, porque eso que me sucedió y me escupió, yo no me lo esperaba. Yo no me esperaba que alguien me hiciera eso a mí. Y fue fue una experiencia no muy bonita lo que hizo ese señor, porque como les digo, nunca nadie me había hecho eso. Y no es una bonita experiencia,
No.
Eso te lastima tu ego un poquito y
Pues vamos, como están escuchando
Sí.
Spanglish Radio en Tacoma, aquí en VT Radio Universal,
Radio Universal,
el Juan Hour Show. Entonces vamos a cambiarlo al inglés porque también tengo gente, veo aquí, que nomás hablan inglés. Y we're going to change it to English now. We pretty much said what we said in English earlier with her experience. And do you have anybody you want to say hi to? Or
No, just saying to Mikey Paul, all the way to I have in Hawaii, to Philippines.
The Philippines, okay. Yes. But what we just said pretty much in Spanish, what we said in English, but we talked about protecting yourself if you feel like you're being intimidated by somebody. And it's not just people who speak Spanish. I mean, any language. I mean, just a few months ago on the news, all you keep hearing how people from Asia were being attacked.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel kind of sorry for people who have to attack somebody, because to me
I think they're the ones that need to learn other languages besides just English.
Exactly. And that's the thing is, if you're bilingual, by far you have bigger brain. And second of all, it's not a cultural right just to speak English. Actually, in America, it's freedom of speech, and it doesn't say just in English. So we also have the right, as much as you think you have the right when you say it's freedom of speech. But bottom line is, I really want to thank you. I'm glad that you made it to my show. I feel terrible that out of all the people that I know, I feel terrible that it happened to you. Not that nobody deserves it, but I'm so glad that you're willing to share your story with us.
I have to.
And you're right. You got to protect yourself.
I have to now more than before.
All my homies in Federal Way, we're going to be busy.
I also want to thank the police officers in Federal Way. Le voy a dar gracias a la policía de Federal Way. Se portaron, wow, o sea...
Federal Way police treat you right, and they were there.
They were there. They were on it. They arrested him, and he's in jail. He's in jail. Está en la cárcel ese señor, y gracias a Dios, thank God it didn't happen any further, because he could have had a gun for all we know. Yeah. Because remember, anybody, not just anybody, but people can carry their weapons.
Yeah,
legally here in the state of Washington. So
exactly.
That's why I was ignoring him.
Yeah.
And so be careful, my peeps. Try to ignore, stay in the positive side, and never argue with people like that. I try not to argue with him. I just told him, mind your own business, or please turn around.
Yeah, I was doing a little research on it's called profiling, where people attack you because you have a certain look or a certain language or they think that you are a certain type of people. And we also have profiling against other races, to be honest, not just a one race thing, but also most important is that you have self-respect. Having self-respect, you may be able to hate somebody in peace, but have self-respect and allow yourself to work through those kind of issues.
Exactly.
Do not hurt people is not a thing to do for, there's nothing to be gained. I mean, what did you gain? Maybe an ego moment?
I just always say, hurt people will hurt people.
Will hurt people, exactly.
So he was hurt.
Yeah.
But anyway,
well,
gracias por la invitación, Juan.
Thank you for coming, Maria. We're gonna keep in touch with you and see what happens. And you did go to the doctor. You said, I hope you feel better.
This morning I was at the ER.
Yeah, this morning.
So there's no internal bleedings or anything like that, or any concussions. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
And thank God that we're saying this outcome.
They said they might need probably some therapy or
therapy. Definitely. You're gonna have some PTSD, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, but I also want to say thank you, and for those who are following the Juan Hour Show, we're just about to close the show. I also want to share a little bit of news that I belong to a organization that I signed up for lately. talking about, you know, people feeling privilege. And I want to go ahead and share some info. We have an event coming up that is very dear to my heart and to everybody who's involved. We're going to have a town hall, and this is going to be put together by a brand new chapter here in Tacoma, Seattle area. It's called the CTAC LULAC Council from Tacoma, Washington. We're going to have one of the things as an organization is we're going to have an event, and make sure you come, Maria. It's going to be the third on March 12th of this year, 2 days after my birthday, from 5 to 8 p.m. at the East Side Community Center in Tacoma.
What day does that fall in?
I think that's a Saturday. It's a Saturday. Yep, it's a Saturday. And it's going to be from 5 to 8 p.m. Yeah, lo voy a decir ahorita en español. We're going to try to have everybody to show up. We're going to have a lot of Latino culture stuff. We're going to have guest speakers. We're going to have definitely have Lupe Gamboa and Molly Matters. They're going to be discussing voting rights, tus derechos de votar. We're going to see Dr. Baca, from community leader from Director of Centro Latino. And we're also going to have Jimmy Mata, our first mayor here in the Seattle area. Jimmy Mata has made history by being one of the first Burien City Council mayor. And it's sponsored by Chicano. It's a lot of pride to the community. Also, we are it's being sponsored by LULAC again. Pero lo voy a decir ahorita en español. Los estoy invitando el sábado, el 12 de marzo, que ahí viene pronto, se va pronto el año. Sí. De las 5 a las 8 de la noche en el centro de la oeste de Tacoma, en la 1721 oeste, la 56, donde se acaba la 56 para la derecha. Ahí está una locación muy bonita. Vamos a tener una junta de la Liga de los estados, los latinos americanos, la Liga de los Latinos Americanos. Vamos a tener como una junta para escuchar lo que tiene que decir la gente latina aquí en la zona de Tacoma. Hemos hecho antes estas juntas y siempre sale muy buena información, ser latino en esta ciudad y la información, trabajar con ella. También vamos a tener gente que va a dar pláticas. Y va a estar Dr. Lupe Gamboa y Molly Matter. Ellos van a hablar los derechos de tu voto, de cuando votas en el estado de Washington. Muchos cambios que tienen que pasar en este estado, lo tienen que votar. Y si ustedes no votan, están dejando que cualquier otra gente maneje el estado. Y nosotros tenemos derecho como cualquiera para cambiar este estado. Entonces, si quieres aprender más, vengan por favor. También vamos a tener un director del Centro Latino, Dr. Baca. Va a estar ahí también. Y también vamos a tener un líder que se llama Jimmy Mata. Es el alcalde de la ciudad de Burien. El primer latino que ha llegado a esas metas aquí en el oeste de Tacoma, en el oeste del estado. También el que va a hablar, el keynote speaker, no sé cómo se llama en español, va a ser nuestro amigo Carlos Ortiz. Él es el que hace películas. Este señor ha trabajado con muchas películas, y si quieres ser actor, si quieres ser artista, si quieres escribir películas, este señor es la gente aquí que te puede ayudar. Él ha hecho muchos trabajos muy buenos aquí en Seattle. Y los quiero invitar otra vez. Es el sábado 12 de marzo. Lo voy a seguir hablando los próximos dos programas, compartirlo más. Es la organización de LULAC. Y me da mucho orgullo que la organización ha venido a nuestra ciudad, porque es una organización nacional. Es muy bueno tener aquí representación local, pero también tener una vista nacional de las cosas que están pasando aquí en Tacoma. Con eso los voy a dejar, y muy buenas noches. Y otra vez, perdón lo que te pasó, amiga, pero muchas gracias debajo de mi corazón que estás aquí ahorita. Y espero que esta experiencia...
Y gracias a BT Radio Universal.
Sí, gracias a BT Radio Universal que nos deja aquí contar nuestras historias y
de la comunidad.
De la comunidad.
Para la comunidad.
Y para la comunidad. Eso me da mucha alegría que podemos hacer esto. Y les quiero decir buenas noches. Y vamos a seguir después a lo que le pasó a María. Y vamos a seguir con esta historia después.
Okay.
Para que nos diga. Y buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Good night.
Hagan bien sin mirar a quién.
That's right.
Las calles que un día tengo besos en la oscuridad.